The weigh-ins are complete. The dust has settled, and now it's time to get serious. Here we go. UFC Fight Night. Cejudo versus Song Yadong. It's going to be a good one. We've got some interesting stuff that we're going to talk about coming up. Obviously, we've got some bets that we're going to put out. I'm going to recap all of this. I'm going to go through all of it again. We do have the weigh-ins that we are currently right now underway watching. So as we go through this, we will talk little by little about each fight again. I'll readdress what I did the last time on my breakdown videos. Some of these picks may have changed just a little bit, maybe slightly, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how we go as we go through this. But we're going to kick it right off. I'm not going to waste any more time because this is going to be probably a little bit longer of a video. So we're going to break it down. We are watching the weigh-ins currently. We've got Modestas Bukauskas taking on Rafael Cerqueira. This is going to be, I believe, Cerqueira's second fight in the UFC. And to be honest with you, the first fight was not that impressive. But I got to say, the weigh-ins, dude looks jacked. He looks ready to go on weight in this one. So I got to be honest with you. I thought the exact same thing the last match he was in, where he came in on weight. He looked good. I thought he was ready to go there as well. Unfortunately, things did not go his way. And here we have Modestas Bukauskas coming up. I think he looks good too. He looks like he's ready to go, primed. I think this is going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good opener. I think they're going to throw down. And I'm not changing my pick on this one. Modestas Bukauskas is still going to be my pick. He is a heavy favorite. I would definitely watch that betting line. Minus 325. He is a little chinny, and this dude looks dangerous. So I'm just going to caution you there. But as far as skill for skill, I think that he is probably the better fighter out of these two, and I think that he's going to get this done. We will move right along as they come up in the next match. And that is not who they've got listed. We've got Nursultan Ruziboev taking on Eric Mechanico. Eric Mechanico looks ripped. He looks absolutely jacked. Dude is ready to go. He's in good shape. I know that. But can he fight somebody with this much experience? Nursultan has not shown that he is a chinny fighter by any means, and sometimes size matters when you're talking about two guys who can do the same stuff. And I don't think Nursultan is lacking in his wrestling skills. I honestly don't, and I think that he may be the better striker out of the two. I don't know for 100%, but we're going to find out. He's got a little bit of a size advantage in this one. I believe he's 6'5", and Mechanico, if I remember right, is 6 feet or 6'1". So a little bit of a size advantage. I don't know if there's a very big of a reach advantage though there. So we'll see how that one goes. But I'm still staying on Nursultan Ruziboev. Let's see, what is the next fight they have up here? Oh, it's the new one. We'll go right to it. Austin Vanderford taking on Nikolai Veretennikov. There we go. I couldn't say that for shit the other night, but here we go. We got it. Nikolai Veretennikov. Vanderford looks good. Other than that mullet that he's sporting, not bad. I mean, that thing looks about like they all do, kind of hillbilly trashish. But here we go. We got Nikolai Veretennikov. He looks ready to go too. Both these guys look like they're primed. This could be a good match, but Vanderford, I think, is going to go for takedowns. There's a little bit of a size advantage here for Nikolai too. We'll see how this one plays out. Both guys are jacked. Both guys look ready. When you come in on short notice like that, you're probably going to be a little bit primed, want to get it done. I look for Vanderford to be pretty aggressive when he comes in, but I'm still picking Veretennikov. I think he's the better fighter, and I think eventually the striking is going to be too much, and Vanderford has shown that he can be touched. We've got Nope, there it was. Ricky Simone taking on Javid Basharat. Obviously, my order is way off here, so is what it is. Sorry, you get what you get. Ricky Simone coming in sporting some blonde hair today. He looks jacked, ripped. He's on a 3-fight losing streak too, so he is in a bad position to if he loses, this could be the end of the UFC run. They're talking some shit, jabbing each other up a little bit. That should be a good fight. I'm going Basharat still. I think he's got a little bit too much to handle. I think the control will be there, and I think he's motivated to get a win back. He's obviously not used to losing, and we're going to find out a lot about him on this next one. If he comes in motivated and gets it done, I'm going to think even more of Basharat. If he comes in and loses a little bit of confidence, we'll also see that. All right, here it is. Nick Klein taking on Mansour Abdul Malik. Klein looks good. He's ripped, ready to go. He's also rocking the mullet in a way. Not quite as much as Vanderford had going. Here's Malik. Dude is a fucking beast. He's huge, man. Yeah, he's a big dude. And he's jacked too. No real size advantage for either of these guys, it looks like. Both guys look ready to go. I'm picking Malik. I know he's a huge favorite, and that always has to scare you a little bit, but when it's there, it's there. And I don't think it's going to be a walkthrough. Everybody's with those odds, you're seeing it being placed as a walkthrough. I definitely don't think that, but it could be. We're going to find out how good Abdul Malik is in this one. Here comes, who is this? That's Milk Costa. Oh, and he's painted like a puppy dog. I don't know what the look is there, but that's like a Dalmatian. Melquizio Costa. Melquizael Costa is the way they pronounce that. I don't know what he came out face all painted up like a Dalmatian. Only thing that was missing was Cruella DeVille behind him. There's Philly. Andre Philly coming out. He looks ready to go. Missing that tooth and all. He is down to fight pretty much any time. This is a weird one. I don't know what Costa's necessarily going for there, but I think that is a Dalmatian look. I don't know. That's cool. I mean, hey, I'll go with it. Here we go. Next up. But I am going Feely in this one. I think Feely's just the more experienced fighter. I like Costa. I think Costa's good, and I think Costa is dangerous. That's why I'm not extremely confident in that one, but I like Feely. We've got Jan Kutelaba taking on Ibo Aslan. Ibo Aslan on the scale right there. He's jacked as usual, looking good. And here is Juan Cutelaba. No face paint, nothing like that. He's ripped too. He always comes out jacked, though. Here he's going to scream in his face. Yep, there it is. Ibo liked it. He kind of backed it down, though, just a little bit. Now he jacked up. So this is going to go one of two ways. He's either going to be overthrowing because he's too aggressive. Juan gets in your head like that, and he tries to get you over aggressive so you make mistakes. That's the main thing. He's going to get too aggressive possibly and get taken down. And then if Aslan can't get back to his feet, Cutelaba could take that one. But I got to be honest, I am on the side of Aslan pretty heavily. So we're going to go Aslan in that one. Next up, we got some newcomer. Julius Walker taking on Alonzo Minifield. Walker looks good, ready to go. The one thing that I am worried about with him is more on the experience level. You'll have to question whether or not he is ready to come in and handle the spotlight like this. Here comes Minifield. See what he looks like. All right, yep, jacked. You ready to go too? Yep. Got a little lag there. Yeah, he's a big dude. All right, the face-off. Walker's got some size on him. Standing. That's never really mattered with him too much. Honestly, I'm kind of gaining a little bit more confidence in Walker after seeing this. I don't know why. Gut feeling? Yeah, I kind of like Walker there. Here it is. Here it is. This is the one I'm excited to see. Melsik Bagdasaryan taking on Gene Silva. Bagdasaryan is jacked. He's friends with Jean-Claude Van Damme too. So I don't know. They mentioned something like they're like brothers, so they're very obviously pretty close to each other. I did not know that, but it's pretty cool. Here comes Gene Silva. Slowly up the stairs. Greeting everybody on the stage. He looks good. He's kind of posturing a lot. Pounding away on his chest. Barking. Steps away from the scale. And then slowly walks up to Bagdasaryan. There it is, man. Okay, I'll tell you what. I like both of these guys a lot. I'm not a I sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. For some reason, I am I have not I'm not a fan of it yet. He's got to do something a little bit more spectacular than getting some decision wins and then getting one knockout. I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's got two knockouts, but nothing has been to me. Nothing has been totally impressive. Like, oh, I'm sorry, he might have two knockouts, but nothing to me is so impressive. You're not beating big time people. So this one, if you beat him, I will be definitely like into whatever you want to do, obviously. And I have nothing against what you're doing. It's your stick. I'm just not with it just yet. To me, I got to see like continual streak of knockouts if you're going to act like that or something big. It just doesn't hold a lot of weight with me if you're not finishing bigger people. And Bagdasaryan, not saying he's the biggest, but I think the volume is going to be there. I think it's going to be about volume in this one because Melsik is tough to knock out. Gene Silva, yeah, he has hands, and I know he can knock people out, but he's not showing a big propensity to do it. So I can't necessarily put a bunch into that thinking that he's going to be this just world beater against the dude who's this professional kickboxer, has a lot of experience in kickboxing, and throws out volume. Gene Silva looks for his shots, and Melsik doesn't. Melsik just hammers away at you the whole entire time. Probably going to start hammering away right away at the legs. That's going to be the first thing. Take out the legs, and then he's going to slow you down, and you're going to rush. I think you're going to get caught coming in a little bit, and I think it's going to be a decision. I think it's going to go late. I don't think you're going to get knocked out or anything, but I don't think you're finishing Melsick either. So I like the bets. I have a bet on Melsick. I've already told this, and he's basically my underdog of the week. I don't like these heavy favorites, and I don't know why you're giving so much credit to somebody like Gene Silva, who in my eyes hasn't really done enough to value him getting this type of line. And I think it's more about Melsick not being in the spotlight for a while, being away from the game, and Silva being in the spotlight, but he's not doing stuff that is overly impressive to me. I haven't seen it, and I like him, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think all the posturing is worth it. So, not for that reason, but I just think Bagdasaryan is going to be the more volume puncher in this one. I think he's going to be hitting him all the time, and Silva's going to, if he lands, yes, can be damaging, and Melsick can be hit. But I don't know. I don't know if he can knock him out. And now you get two pissed off dudes in there. It's going to go one of two ways. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm still sticking with it, right or wrong. It's fun to have picks in like this to see if you're right. But I'm taking Melsick, Bagdasaryan for the upset. All right, next up. Oh, this should be a good one too. We have Rob Font taking on Gene Matsumoto. Two Genes back to back. He's built like a little freaking tank, man. Matsumoto's a tank. Got the Oriental headband or something headband. Font's got his little daughter in tow with his wife, it looks like. Got that shaved head going on. He looks in shape. Again, nothing against Rob Font. This one just comes down to youth to me. I'll talk about this later too. This one is just, I think Rob Font's awesome. Great striker. I think Matsumoto has more of a well-rounded game, and I think that at some point that's going to come into play, either whether it's just the grappling along the cage and wearing him down, or getting the takedown and possibly going for finishes. But striking wise, I don't think I think there's a big difference between Font and Matsumoto. I think Font is obviously the better striker, boxer if it's straight up, but I don't know if you combine everything as far as like MMA striking, if he's the better striker. We're going to see, but I'm going Matsumoto in that one. Nothing's changed there. All right. Brendan Allen, Anthony Hernandez. Anthony looks good. He's coming in ready for his fights. We know what we're going to get from Anthony. That's for sure. He's very, very aggressive. Brendan is also got his daughter with him. Trying to get her to throw out a hat. Steps on the scale. He looks like he's good too. Both of them look good. Not a huge size advantage either way. Little bit of height probably by Allen, but these guys have fought before, and Anthony Hernandez did win. Just saying. I'm just saying. Definitely put a pace on him. Allen, again, wasn't having a very easy time of it. So we're gonna see how this one plays out. But I love Brendan Allen too. So this one kind of hurts, but I'm picking Anthony Hernandez to win. I think the wrestling, the pace is just going to be too much on him. All right. The main event. All right. This is another one. It comes down to youth for me. 12 years difference. And I know that Cejudo is good. I know, I've heard it all. Like, after he lost 2 fights, he went on this mad streak. I get it. I understand. If you're on the Cejudo side, I get it. Dude's awesome. Not discrediting him at all. I just think it's past his time. And if you're telling me that the Song is primarily he's primarily in camps at ATT, and he's with Faber, and you have to think they're working on wrestling all the time. That's their main deficiency. You have to work on the main deficiency. Looks like Cejudo is sporting his what is that? Topps Chrome. That looks like a Topps Chrome card. What is this? Broke something. Song's luck is running low. Round 4. Something. Round 4 down. I guess that's his prediction. Round 4. Round 4 sub? Was that a round 4 sub? Okay. All right. There was a definite size advantage there for Song Yadong. Or Yadong Song, whatever. There is a definite size advantage there. And that's something that you have to consider when you're looking at these fights too. I'm not going to change my pick on that one either. It's Yadong Song. I'm taking him to take down Cejudo. I think Cejudo is kind of just at the end of the line. Again, had a great career, but I just don't think he's going to be able to outlast. I think it's when it comes to a 5-round fight and continually being able to take somebody down who I think is going to end up being stronger than you. If you can do it all 5 rounds, then more power to you. I just don't think with the striking combined, and you're going to be taking shots, you're not going to get in completely clean on Song. He's not that bad at wrestling. So he's not going to be where it's completely fish out of water type territory. So I have to think, to me, Yadong Song is definitely a pick. And I'm going to talk about some ways that I put him in as my picks coming up. But I do have some bets in on him. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But that is my entire re-breakdown, I guess, of this whole entire card after watching the weigh-ins. This is when I like to do the most homework because you get that. Even though you can look at all the tape you want, you can look at how they perform, what they do. You have to also look at things like this in order to get a sense of kind of the mind frame, if you can. And I know it's stupid to say sometimes, to think that you can get anything from this necessarily, because they're obviously trying to hide it the best they can if there is anything going on. But you can definitely see some stuff in weigh-ins. If there's issues with weigh-ins, you're definitely going to notice stuff like that. So you always have to pay attention to weigh-ins, these ceremonial weigh-ins, to see what they look like after when they've rehydrated, to see if they're back to their old self, how that's going to go for them, what they're going to need. You just kind of get a feeling for it. And sometimes you're not always right, but it's fun. It's fun no matter what. And, we'll see how we go. But I wanted to come on here and we'll get right back into the bets that I have placed. Let me get to those. Again, I told you about these the other night when I put out my video. I do have a 3-leg parlay right now with Mansour Abdul Malik money line, Ibo Aslan money line, and Yadong Song money line. We'll see how that one goes. Those are 3 pretty confident picks for me. I did get that one on FanDuel at 149. If you put it in now, you're probably not going to get those odds. Those have probably changed. But Ibo Aslan, I do have a money line bet on him at minus 155 on DraftKings. That has since gone to, let me see where it is now, minus 185. So we got a good deal on that one. We also got Melsik Bagdasarian money line plus 450. He is now gone to a plus 380. So again, we got great value on these. Hopefully they work out for us. We'll see how that goes. I do have another 3-leg parlay that I just put in on DraftKings. This one's a little bit different. And hey, when you put in these parlays, you're taking some of your strongest picks, and you're seeing how you can put them together just to get those plus odds. I'm not trying to break the bank here. We're trying to double money. If we can double money 3 times in a week, that's going to be a come up each week, and then we can continue to build on that. And then we're able to bet more as we go and put more in our bank on a weekly basis. So I do have this 3-leg parlay, and we'll hopefully double our money here a little bit more, plus 115 on DraftKings. I took Javid Basharat Even if he doesn't win, I'm hoping that this can go to a 29-28 across the board. And then we're only missing it by 3. If we go above that, then we have to, obviously, we're probably going to miss this bet. But if Basharat can just pull off a win, we're going to win this bet. There's 2 ways to win in these. Just hit the 29-28. Basically, if Basharat can steal a round in there somewhere, we'll hit this bet. Yadong Song, it's a 5-round fight. I put it at plus 9.5. This is taking the spread at minus, I believe they had it at minus 5.5 for Yadong. And I took it and just flipped it. Okay. I know you don't get the greatest odds on this. And if you feel strongly, like I do, that Yadong is going to either take this to decision, or it's going to be a split decision possibly, or he just wins it outright like I think he's going to do, then this bet hits pretty easily. And then my last one, which I've thought about this one long and hard, and sometimes shit will bite you right in the ass when you don't expect it. I do expect Matsumoto to win this fight. I'm pretty confident in the guy to win the fight, honestly. Well, kind of. I'm not overly confident, but I'm confident enough to put him in on a betting money line. I think it's still good value. I don't think it's that far off. I think he should be the favorite in this, just considering what he's done. I know it hasn't been the all-level competition that Font has faced, but I think he's got more tools in the bag. I think he gets this done. I think it's going to be a close fight. I'm not going to say you're not going to sweat. And this could be the one that, we lose. But there's always that chance we hopefully get it back on some of our other bets. I think Matsumoto wins this, and I put him in on the money line to complete this 3-leg parlay, plus 115 on DraftKings. If you want to follow any of these, feel free. Now, what I want to do next is I want to break these down into tiers, because some of you may not like the fact of how I put my bets together, which is totally fine. I get that. You just want, a little bit of hearsay, a little bit of feedback for what I think, and then you go on your own thing. Totally understandable. Well, here's the way I'm going to do this, and I don't know why that is fucking like that. That's really dumb. I'm just going to get them all out here. So level 1 is my most confident picks. And my most confident pick right off the bat, and I know he's a heavy favorite. I get it. But there is a reason this man is a heavy favorite. I think he goes into beast mode here, and I think he gets it done again. Not saying it's going to be an easy fight necessarily, but I think it's going to go the over 1.5 rounds, to be quite honest with you. But I think he's going to be too much in the end. I think Mansour Abdul Malik is going to get his second official win in the UFC over Nick Klein. I'm pretty confident in that one. So I'm going to put that at the number 1 most confident. And obviously, Vegas is telling you the exact same thing. So it's very, very hard to even find a way to bet on this at this point. He's gone up to, it's a minus 1350 now. So the betting lines are way out of whack. If you're going to bet it and you're putting minimal money, just throw something on Klein, because honestly, even though this is my most confident pick, I think he gets it done. Just like there's no way to bet him. So staying away from it now. I got it way earlier, and I put it in a parlay because I saw it starting to change in a drastic way. So I grabbed it real quick and put it in a parlay that I felt confident in. I told you about just a second ago. Hopefully that one hits and we clear that board right off the bat. Number 2 most confident pick is going to be Nursultan Ruziboev. Listen, it does scare me, as jacked as I just watched Mechanico come to the stage in. The dude has obviously been training. He's not resting. He's taking this seriously. He's down in weight. He's coming down. This is probably going to be a little bit closer than I think it is. But I just don't know enough about the guy, and his level of competition and how many fights he's had is nowhere near the level of Nursultan Ruziboev. And I have not seen Nursultan be that chinny fighter. I haven't seen him knocked out flat. I don't think that's going to be what's going on here, even though Mechanico, I know, has a wrestling base, and we're going to find out just how good Nursultan is in this one. There may be a reason they brought Mechanico in. I don't know, but this is just what I think based on everything that I've seen. When you have somebody with this much experience and they're both kind of coming in on that short notice feel right there. So Nursultan Rusaboev, just for the bright lights effect, the first time in the octagon type thing, I think it's going to be, I'm going to pick him. For all those things combined, like I said, you can definitely be wrong on any of these picks, but these, again, you have to start making confidence picks based on the information that you're given. This is where I'm going because this is the information. This is what I'm seeing in it. And this is the most logical pick for me. Same thing comes next. Number 3, Yadong Song. I know he's probably not a lot of people's favorite pick, and he's probably not your most confident pick. But listen, I just can't get over the fact that there's going to be a big age difference. And you've seen many, many times, especially with this lower weight class, that younger fighter wins these matches about 70% of the time here. So I'm going with the logical side of it. Yadong Song is not a bad wrestler. He is trained at ATT. That is a wrestling-based gym. You have to take these things into consideration. I don't think he's going to be that outclassed on the ground. It's MMA wrestling. Everything starts on the feet. Somebody's getting punched in the fucking face. I think it's going to be Yadong Song punching Henry in the face, probably rattling him a little bit, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I know Henry can throw down, and I may be totally outjudging Henry and the way he comes out for this matchup. He may be totally motivated, may go on that winning streak. I don't look for it to happen at this age, but prove me wrong, but I'm taking Yadong Song. Number 4, and in most cases, I would never suggest taking this as a confidence pick, but I'm going Ibo Aslan as a confidence pick here. The reason I say this is because I have seen Juan Cutelaba sometimes get out of his game plan. If he comes in and he has a wrestling game plan, which he may want to think about, and if it does not go right, then I don't know where you go from there with him. I don't know where his fighting IQ is going to land. I don't know if he's going to be that fighter that tries to overdo it and get a little bit too aggressive with the punching, and then you're going to leave yourself open for Ibo to possibly not get you on a knockout, a counter, get you up against the fence, or just basically be more than you right now. I think, again, Ibo is the younger fighter in this one. He's probably got a little bit more hunger. I'm not saying that Juan isn't, but I'm just saying that we've seen what we get from Juan, and sometimes it's a little bit lackluster if things are not going his way. He's not winning the firefight. He leaves himself open to get knocked out, and we've seen him knocked out before. So I'm gonna go Ibo. Again, this is a fight that it's up to you whether or not you think this is a confidence pick or not. But these are my 4 most confident picks. I'm not giving you 5 because I'm not that confident in level 1 confidence of people that I can put on there other than these guys. And we'll see if they blow up in my face, but these are my most confident picks. Second level is going to be Anthony Hernandez and Javid Basharat. The more I look at this, I sometimes kind of like my second level better than I like my first level. Anthony Hernandez, he's already won this fight before. It was a long time ago, granted, but I think that both of these guys, even though they both improved, I think that Hernandez has just got a little bit better in some areas, especially we saw last weekend, or was it the weekend before, what the cardio can do to fighters. Okay. It can absolutely expend you in every way. And Anthony Hernandez is not saying that he's on the level of a Marab or anything along those lines. But he does have a pretty relentless takedowns, and that eventually does start to wear on you. It's going to be one of those things where if Allen can land on him early, hurt him, he may have a chance. But I've seen Hernandez survive the storm. I have pretty good confidence in Hernandez that he's going to get this done. I think it'll go long. I think it's a long fight. So the over 2.5, I like stuff like that. May put in a bet on that over 2.5. But I think Hernandez gets this done. Same with Javid Basharat. I think both these fights are probably going to have you sweating a little bit. Probably not the night to sit over a bag of or a bowl of nachos or anything like that because you're probably sweating in it. But I think Hernandez and Basharat are good to get this done. I think both of them probably win by decision, to be quite honest with you. Maybe Hernandez can pull off a sub, but I don't know. I don't think you're going to sub Brandon Allen. And I think that's going to be a tough matchup anyway. as will this one. This is not going to be a walkthrough. Simone looked like he was ready to go, so we'll see how it goes. But Basharat and Anthony Hernandez, reverse order right there, are going to be my two on level 2 that are my most confident. Level 3, I only got one. It's Modestas Bukauskas. And I just talked how Cerqueira looked like he was jacked. He looked like he's ready to go. He also looked like that in his last fight. And I think Modestas looks just as good. And I think that he's going to be the more skilled fighter on the feet, where this one is probably going to take place, I think. And if he does get taken down, I think he's going to be able to get it back to the feet. And not necessarily, I don't think he's going to get this done. I don't think he's going to get it done. I think if he gets it done, it's gonna be later. I think. I don't think he's gonna get it done early necessarily. I think it'll be a later. Something happens later, but I'm going Modestas Bukauskas. That's my level 3. So there you have your level 1, level 2, and level 3, and then the all guts, no glory section. That's right. We got my man topping at the list, Melsik Bagdasaryan. If you'll notice, most of these guys, besides one of them, are underdogs. That's why it's the all guts, no glory section, because sometimes you have to pick dogs in order to make that money back. And these are my most confident as far as those dogs go. I know Gene Silva, I'm going against everybody here because everybody loves Gene Silva. Gene Silva, I'm sorry, I just don't see it yet. Maybe I will in this fight. If he can outmatch him in the striking department, a guy like Melsik, who I think has a higher volume that he's throwing on a constant basis, I'll give you all credit, but I don't see it happening. I like this bet straight up money line, and I also like those little plays that you can put in where if it gets later on, maybe if you hit one of those other ones, then put in the plus 5.5, plus whatever it is, whatever you can jack it up to, and you're probably still going to get good odds on Melsik because they think that he's going to get knocked out. I don't think that he's going to get knocked out. I think this goes to decision. So we're going to see who's right, who's wrong, but all guts, no glory, baby. Let's go. Next, Julius Walker. Julius Walker, when I saw him on the scale, this kind of solidified it. I think he's going to be very dangerous in there. He's like got that cool, calm collectedness. I like seeing that from a fighter. He doesn't look like he's rattled. He looks ready to go. I think he's been staying in shape for a moment like this for a long time, and I think he wants to get it done. They gave him a pretty good fighter in order, if he pushes the pace and gets him up against the fence, hammer the body and then go to the head, knock him out. I think you get this done, possibly hurt him or lock up a submission. Either way, it doesn't really matter. If you get a finish is a finish. Sub or knockout, double whatever it is, double chance on DraftKings. Maybe look at something like that. And then number 10, Andre Fili. Andre Fili has been around way longer than Melquizio Costa. And I just think they're, like I said the other day, they're almost the same exact fighter, just a few years apart. They have a lot of the same tendencies. Fili carries all the danger that Costa does as well. Costa is a heavy kicker. He's always going to be throwing the kicks. He looks like he's ready to go based on what I saw on the scale. But I just think that you're getting Fili at a little bit of a discount there, especially if it pops back to where it's plus odds. It did go at first. It was minus odds for Fili, and then it shifted, and then it went to plus odds for Fili, and then it went and down to, I think it was minus 102, and then all of a sudden it went to minus 105, and now I don't know where it sits. He's plus 102 right now. Costa is minus 122. I think it's more about value. Again, he's down on my list a little ways. I feel pretty confident that he is the better striker, but will he come out ready to go and get this done against Costa, who's going to be throwing a lot of heat at big volume? So we'll see if Fili can get it done, but I think he can. I think this is a fight that you can look at and almost think it may go the distance, and it may totally not go the distance. It's hard to tell. This is almost a toss-up. That's why I had it low on the list. And number 11, I put it down here because I do think that he has the size advantage. But when you're talking about a fight like this where Veretennikov, it almost feels like he's being brought in for a reason, and it may hold true in this one, but who knows? But these are my most confident picks as far as levels go. This is what I want to do. And I've also got those bets in. We are doing it live tomorrow, people. I'm going to be on here. I'm going to pump this up. I don't even know what time the fights are starting right now, but I'm going to be doing this the rest of the night. I'm going to be trying to find little things that I can put in. We'll see where we go tomorrow, but that has been my entire little betting breakdown there for you. My picks after the weigh-ins. I always like coming back and giving you a little bit more. We'll see. Hopefully we get some of these bets to cash. What I would suggest doing is if you double up on any of these things and you want to put in something that carries you all the way to the end, possibly think about pulling out of one of them, keeping the other one in. So that way, at least you get a little bit back. Like I said, the main thing that you always try and do is bet and then take out all the money that I honestly take out everything that I make that week and then re-up if I feel like there's something strong enough that I want to bet on. Occasionally it'll happen a little bit more. Occasionally it won't. And then you get more of a profit either way. So I would suggest always taking back the money that you start with. Get your lock back. So if it's $10, if it's $100, take your 100, take your 10, whatever it is, get that off first, and then start using the money that you made to build on top of that and keep it going higher and higher, and hopefully get that bankroll up, and then you can do whatever you want. It's at that point, it's like it's money that's not made in a way. So hey, you want to throw a huge bet out there? You have a $400 bank account sitting in DraftKings. You want to throw 100 out there and you want to put it on a plus 500, shoot your shot, whatever. You made the money, do what you want with it. All right, people, that is my breakdown. That's the re-breakdown. That is the bets that I've got so far in, and that is my most confident picks that you've got. If you have not already, please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about my picks. If you're watching us, give us some comments, give us some feedback. Let us know how we're doing. We'll come back on here. I will come back on here and I will update this again, give you some more info. We're going to be doing the soon. I'm getting those ready right now. But start the weekend off right. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. I will see you tomorrow. Peace out. Keep balling.